All right, good morning.
Good morning.
So, really nothing to speak of here. Pretty good injury-wise. We'll see what it looks like today.
I think they set an NFL record 9-0 this season in one-score games. And obviously, you guys have been in a lot of one-score games. We've lost 5 of those. What's the difference sometimes between a team being 9-0 in those games? Is it just the ball bouncing their way sometimes, or is it just being able to find a way, good coaching? What do you attribute to something?
Well, I think it's all-encompassing. I think it's good coaching. I think it's players making plays. I think they're opportunistic. Here's what you can see over and over again. For example, if there's a throw that ricochets, a ricochet throw off of a receiver, or it goes through his hands, man, they're getting those. They're coming away with those. And so, they're where they're supposed to be, and I think it's all-encompassing. But, it doesn't happen by accident. I mean, they're finding ways to win. They've done it multiple ways. They've had to come back a number of games, from large deficits. So they're certainly capable. But, they're doing it. They're doing it, man. It's a winning team.
You guys had a lot of success against Justin Jefferson last go around, season low yardage. He's had, I think, 6 or 8 100-yard games since then. So as you look at the film, how have they adjusted, I guess, in scheming to get him open, and will your plan need to be modified at all with him?
Yeah, well, I think everybody, any and everybody that would play him would tell you have to have an answer for him. He's I got a lot of respect for that player. The talent speaks for itself, but it's all the intangibles that you see. I mean, the detail to his route, the finish, he'll go in there in double coverage. He doesn't even bat an eye. Comes down with it, gets right back up. He's ready for the next play. I mean, he's competitive. He's tough. He can run every route in the tree. He's long. He's got it. So yeah, we got to have answers for him. You got to know where he is at all times, because he'll hurt you. And I think to that point, honestly, when you do that, then other guys got to win one-on-ones. That's really that's the big thing. We're going to have to expend a number of resources on a couple of guys there. So throughout the whole game plan, first, second, and third down, we got to be ready for it all. And then they got this running attack. Cook, he's a hell of a player, and so it's a challenge now.
When you watch that film, do you marvel at all how far your defense has come since that game?
Yeah, look, I know. We're better. We're better than we were when we played them the first time. Certainly, our defense is better. It's a lot better. So yeah, we've come a long way, and there again, that's credit to AG and his staff and the players. Man, just continue to work through it, and we're doing some things right here, and I just go back. There's a lot of confidence right now. Guys understand the plan.
With that, John.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wonder, you sort of touched on this Monday when you were talking about the game and all that, but, the emotion of it and the atmosphere, how do you handle that with your players? This really is a special game.
Yeah, stay the course. Stay the course, This is a big one because it's the next one, and for us, of course there'll be things about it, because it's fun, it's exciting. A division opponent coming to our place, we know we'll have a packed house, so the energy will be there. But it's the next one, and we've done things a certain way now for a while and have gained confidence from it, and it's all about just stay the course, man. There are no shortcuts, no detours, just stay the course for what we've been doing.
The relationship between Jared and Ben to the success you guys have had on offense, and can you share some examples of maybe how it's grown since Ben's stepped into more prominent role late last season?
Well, I think more than anything, it's when you're around each other and you're able to figure each other out, on how each other thinks, how they work, what their strengths are, what maybe things they're not comfortable with on both sides. Then you can really, I think, produce at a higher level as a coach and as a player. And I think that's where we're at right now. I think like anything else, there's been growing pains throughout the whole thing. But I think we're to the point where now, those two know exactly who each other are and what they're looking for, and that's a nice place to be at.
Positive response right when you took over, and they saw a tick up in this play. Has it grown even more? The relationship, has it strengthened? Has there been something that's been different about it, I guess, this year?
No, I think it's been the same, and that's a positive. I mean, it was strong at the beginning. There's not, like this. Like this will be okay. I like Dan, he's fine. But, I mean, it was strong at the beginning, and look, when I started calling plays last year and I bumped him over to help me, he, that relationship started there. And so it was already built by the time we started this season from last year.
When you say stay the course, did you at some point, like maybe at 1-6 or whatever, did you have to say that to yourself at times too, to understand that the culture that you were instilling could take time to actually produce wins?
No, well, I mean, I think, I don't know the best way to answer that. I never thought about changing who I am because I knew that was right. And look, if it's not right, I'm going down that way because I believe in the way I'm going to be and what it's about and what I believe in. I've just been around it too long to know what it's supposed to look like. So and there again, that doesn't mean that I didn't tweak a couple of things here and there, but the essence and the core of who I am or the way I think it should look, no, I haven't changed any of that or thought about changing it.
Players are conditioned to move on to the next play, move on to the next game. I'm just curious, as you kind of reflect on the season as a whole and where you're at, do you look back at the last Minnesota game? I know you were really hard on yourself in the immediacy of that game. Do you look back with regret at all of that game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, it burns me. Of course it burns me. I mean, that'll be there till the day I die. I mean, that's not going to go away. It does. But I also know I can't wallow in that and let that pull me down. I mean, it is what it is, and it happened for a reason. And honestly, I think us losing, 5 in a row is why we're where we're at right now. So that's kind of how I look at it. Maybe we needed this to happen to get to where we're at right now at this point.
What does TJ Oxen bring to, the offense over there in Minnesota? Like game planning against him, how's it after having him here now game planning against him?
Yeah, I mean it's certainly we've got a good feel of who he is as a player, but he brings an element to the middle of the field for them. They do a lot of things. They'll chip the edges, nudge. They'll get him on check downs, and they're running kind of choice routes like we do with Saint. Some of those things, and so. It's stuff I would expect that they would do with him and use him for, and he's gone over there and done a nice job.
Dan, I'll take a moment to appreciate that this team is playing for something in December.
I mean, that everybody feels good about that. It makes it, it brings a little extra spark to everything, certainly, when you know that you got a chance. But I think more importantly, it's the fact that we feel like we're playing pretty good football because we're doing things a certain way, and the guys have gained confidence from that. And I think that's what's exciting, knowing that we're where we're at, and we're going into the next one here against a very good opponent.
I just want to go back to what you said, Justin. That decision will burn you till the day you die, going for that field goal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I just said I'm not gonna waller in it.
I know, but I mean, is there? It just seems like that's a long time.
No, look, there's the little things that'll always that's the way I am, and they're not going to pull me down, but there's things that I'll never forget, because that to me I let my players down, and it's hard enough to have success and to win in this league without your coach doing something that pulls you back, and I felt like that was one of those.
To have all 7 of your rookies out on the field Sunday, I guess A, how encouraging is that in the bigger picture? And B, how important have those guys, especially on defense, been to kind of this turnaround?
You're talking about the D-line? I'm sorry. Just the rookie class.
Get all of them out there.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a sign of growth. It's a sign of growth. It's a sign of you don't know how it's always going to work, but you draft these guys for a reason. That's credit to Brad and our scouting department, and everybody. But you're hopeful. And you see something in them. You don't know how long it's going to take, but we've been fortunate. All those guys have played a hand and contributed for us, and had some big roles in production for us.
You feel now, Dan, that 3 or 4 I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're 3 and 4 at home. You know when the team is turning the corner, you can win a lot more home games. You get that home field advantage. Do you feel that turn now? You're 2 and 3 in a row. 3 and 4 at home.
Well, I mean, look, I know this. Ford Field it should be a place that we can have a home field advantage. Just the nature of our fans and how loud it can get in there, and just the environment in general. I mean, I just know it can be one of those rare places. You know, I think there's a few of these special stadiums you go to throughout the league. There's not a lot of them, but there are some, and they're special. And I think this place can be that. But there again, it's on us to continue that. You know, we've won a couple here at home, and so this is another chance to just deliver for them.
Last two, Kyle.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just curious what you've seen from Hawkinson and how they're using him, and then obviously you guys have adapted well without the offense playing great. So I'm just curious how you've been able to compensate for losing him.
Yeah, look, he's done a good job over there. You know, and they're again, they've used him very similar to the way we've used him. You know, probably a little bit more on intermediate routes than even us, because of course they got Jefferson over there, which helps him in multiple areas, but he's done a good job, and he's the guy. He always shows up, when they need him in the red zone, third down. About the time they need something to happen, he'll show up, and he's been a steady player for him. And for us, it's like I said it from the day, we knew we were going to lose some production. I mean, he was a good player, but I do feel like our guys have stepped up. And I go back to what I'd said when all this transpired. You had to feel okay to do this. You had to feel okay about spreading the load throughout the rest of the group, and I do. That's Saint, and we got Shark back, and Leaf, and Reynolds, and now we got Jim. So. And then just the crop of 3 tight ends that are out there. Swift, Jamal, more carries. So, and that's what we've done. We've just spread the load throughout to gain the production that we lost from him.
I'm just really curious, Dan. How are you a better coach at the Minnesota game? Where did you grow the most, do you think?
I think I'm the same guy. I think I'm the same guy. I don't feel like I've grown. I think I'm doing everything the same. I mean, I made a decision in that game, and here we are. So, I really don't.